Recreating this Tesla website is actually way more easier than you might think. I'm always building in a Divi builder because it's such a great thing. wpressdoctor.com/getdivi, and here you can get 10% off for 24 hours. Let's add a new page. The name of the page is home, and for this website we need a dot navigation to turn it on, and I'll show you later on why. And a normal row. The first module will be a text module, and the content is pretty easy, just model 3. So the first thing we're going to add is of course the background image. Upload an image.
This video is not sponsored by Tesla, and you are not allowed to download and use any copyrighted images or logos.
And then we go to design, we go to sizing, and we're gonna put in the height of 100 VH. This way you have a full height section. Let's grab the right font, inspect it, and we search for family. They're using all kind of fonts for Arabic, Chinese, but what we need is Latin. And in Latin they're using Gotham SSM. We're gonna download the font from Fonts Geek, and Gotham Medium looks the right way. Then we go to the text setting, and we're gonna make this a H1, just to be nice. And we're gonna use a different heading font, and the font will be the Gotham SSM. Upload our font, and you press upload. This is not a Divi error, it's the error of WordPress. I've created a video about how you can fix this. After implementing the fix, I press upload, and now it works like a charm. Let's align it in the center, and they're using 40 pixels in the heading size. So I'm just gonna add another text module, and I'm gonna give it the same font, and I'm gonna align it in the center. And it's also black. So the font is not actually the same, it's not the Gotham SSM, it is, I think it's Gotham Book, so we're gonna download this one also. And I'm just going to upload it. And then the font size is 15 pixels. And we're going to give this we go to design, we go to spacing, we're gonna give it a 0 bottom margin, like this. Press OK. Now the color is actually black, we're gonna make it black again. We go into our text module and we make Touches Delivery a link, like this. And then we're going to edit the link style with text, hyperlink. We're gonna make it underlined and also just black. And then we have 2 buttons, which are really easy. Let's see what color they're using. This color. So we go with the button text color will be white and the background color will be this one. Then we go down, we're gonna check the radius. It's gonna be 25 pixels because it's rounded. We don't have any border. And the font, let's change it to Gotham Book, I think. So we're going to make it a little bit smaller. And then we go to design, we go to spacing. We're going to give it a padding on the left side and the right side. And they're using the Gotham SSM for the font. It's still a bit too big, the font. So we're not using the icon. And the font should be just a little bit smaller, like this. Now we also have a top and bottom padding of 15 pixels, 10 pixels I think, and it's even wider like this, 80 pixels. All right, let's align it on the right side. Then we're just going to copy paste this entire button to there. And we're going to design it, go to the alignment, make it on the left side. Then the color of the button is this. The text color is black. And the content will be existing inventory. Then the next thing they have is a little icon over here. So we're going to add another row like this, and then we're going to add an icon over here. The icon is an arrow down, this arrow. Go to design, make it black. We're going to make it way more smaller. And then we go to spacing, and the top padding should be, and then we're going to change the padding. So we go to this one, design, spacing, padding, top 0. Then we have to move this entire 2 rows down below the Tesla. So we go to the row settings, we go to advanced, we go to position. We're gonna place the position on absolute. We're gonna place it in down here. And then we have the vertical offset, so we can change it to 200 pixels like this. Then we're also gonna do the same with this row. We go to advanced, position. We're gonna make the position absolute. And then we're going to change the vertical offset. And then when I look at the front end, this is my website. So we go to settings, we go to reading, aesthetic page, select our home page, save changes. So this is how the front end looks. And this is how the official website looks. we need to move the buttons closer to each other, and of course, the header is not the way it's supposed to be. So we're quickly gonna push this one a little bit more down. First, we're going to sizing, and we're gonna use different gutter, right? Because they were closer to each other. Then we go to advanced position, and we're gonna give it a little more vertical offset like this. This icon is still a bit lower, so we go to advanced position. Going to make it again a little bit lower. Now it looks almost exactly the same. This is excellent. Now to create the other pages when you scroll down is actually really easy. We just duplicate this entire section like this, and we scroll down, and we're gonna create here model Y, change the background of the section, add it in, and that's it. It is super easy. Let's do it again. So the next one is the model S, and there we are. And then the next one is the model X, and then we're moving to solar panels, which the text says, and then the image. Here we go. And then of course we have the solar roof, and the last one is the accessories. They don't have this one, that's okay. And the name of this picture is BCAA4263. All right, and the button on this one is only shop now. So remove this button. Let's go to 1, and let's change this one to shop now. And we're going to align it in the center like this. Et voila. So to scroll with your mouse wheel, we're gonna need a little bit of script. We go to Diffie, Theme Options, we go to Integration, and we're just gonna enable this script. And now when I look at my website, when I use my mouse, this is what happens. Isn't that awesome? So now it actually slides like this, but you still have these things on the side. And I actually don't want that. So what we're going to do, we're going to inspect this one. And the great thing on the inspector is that you can also add CSS to test it out. This entire ETPB site nav, I want to use the functionality of this thing, but I don't want to show it because on the Tesla website, they also don't have it. We're just going to type in over here, display none. We're going to copy this selector, copy selector. Then you go back to the theme options general. We scroll down and we're gonna add the selector and we're gonna type in display is none. Just like this. And we're gonna save our changes. I still have the functionality, but the box is gone on the right side. And this is the way I actually want it. This looks really neat. Now we're going to create this beautiful menu on the top of the website. To do that, we go to the Diffie Theme Builder and we're gonna add a global header like this. We actually gonna need 3 columns. And the first one is an image with the logo, the Tesla logo. And then we're gonna add in a menu module like this. Let's add in another menu over there. Now, the first thing we do is we're gonna create this one to be almost full width because that's what they have. Then we're going to create these 2 menus. Then you go to Appearance and Menus. We're going to create a main menu over there. Model S, add to menu. And the solar panels is the last one. Save menu. Create a new menu. Second menu. Create it. Custom links. Then we reload the theme builder. And we're going to change content to a second menu. And then we're going to style it up. So the first menu will be design, menu text. The font will be the Gotham SSM. The color will be black, like this. And it's just 15 pixels big. Copy the module styles. Paste the module styles. And now we have the same. This one is aligned on the right side. But you might think, well, at layout we can align it left and center, but where is the right one? Well, it's not actually here. If you go to menu text, you can now scroll down and there you can just align it on the right side. Yeah, you just have to know this. Then what we see is this logo is way too big on the original. So we're just going to go sizing. And then we're going to change the width to 50 pixels like this. I think this is a bit too small. Well, let's just see how big this thing is. This thing is actually 119 pixels, almost 120. So we're just gonna make it 120 pixels, like the original. Press save. And then we're gonna remove the spacing up here. Design, spacing, top padding 0, also on the bottom. When I now refresh my page, this is how it looks. It looks pretty nice. So what they actually did is this is on top of the image. How can we create that? Well, that's pretty easy. We can actually go to Advanced, we go to Position. We're gonna give it a fixed position on the top side of the website, like this. Just save it. So when I now look at my own website, this is actually what happens. The menu stays up and we're actually scrolling down the page. But you can see that there has been some changing in the spacing. So the Model X and Order Online and the custom orders are just way too high. So we go back to our home page and then we go into this row like this. Go to Design, you go to Spacing, and then on the top we're gonna add some margin of 50 pixels like this. And on this one we go to Advanced Position and we're gonna give it some more, like 100. That's it. And then the other one, also Advanced Position. I'm gonna give it some less to 45. Refresh my page. We have to make the changes to all the sections on this page because this one is still a bit off. Now I made these changes to this row, so I can quickly just copy row styles, go to the next one and press Paste Row Styles like this. There's also another method. I'm just going to over here and I'm going to use this one. Click modus or hover modus. I'm going to use click modus. Then I'm going to hold my shift down key, click on the Model S, go down, click on Model X like this, click on solar panels and click on the solar roof and the accessories. And then I'm just going to press and paste row styles. Now they all moved down just like this. So that's awesome. It saved me a lot of time. Also with this one, I want this. I'm going to copy these row styles like this and I'm going to paste it in over here and I press paste row styles and it goes down. To make it even faster, hold my shift key, click on this one, scroll down, click on this one, and then we're gonna paste row styles again. And also with this one, paste row styles like this. Here we go. And now the website looks actually really neat with all these Tesla products and it just works. So this is pretty amazing. I'm really happy with the result till so far. Why don't we just create the Model X? Oh, I see we've made an error. Model Y. Let's go with Model X. We're going to add a new page, Model X, and then we're going to publish this page. On the Model X page, they're not using the scroll mouse wheel effect, so we're not going to create it. But we're going to create this, which is really easy. This thing is just exactly the same as the front page. So we just edit the front page and then we're just going to copy this entire section. However, it's not possible because of my header. So what do? We go to here to the wireframe view and we just copy this entire section. Copy section. Then on the Model X page, we just paste this section over there. Let's first change this Model X. This one is plate. And the background image is, of course, use this Model X main hero desktop LHD. We're going to remove this one over there. We don't need it. This looks great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns. And it is, of course, a text module with this inside of it. Let's change this one. Go to design, go to text. Gonna make it the same font. Let's turn it into 28 pixels. They don't have, this one is smaller. So what are we going to do? We're going to just duplicate this one. And then we can create this one. This one is smaller. So we go to design, sizing, and I think it's 20. That's great. I'm just gonna align it in the center like this. Also this one. To just copy this entire column to the next one, we just go into the settings, gonna delete all the other ones, and just 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we have again 5 columns. But now I can easily change them. I think these are actually a little bit smaller. So we go back to design and we're gonna make them 15 like this. Then I'm just going to copy the module style, hold on shift and select this ones and just press copy. Oh, paste module styles. So let's just paste in the button. Then I'm gonna take these two buttons and I'm just going to save them in the library for use. This is the dark button and this is the light button. Then I press over here, I go to add from library and I add the light button. Use this module. And we see that the light button is actually transparent. When I hover over it, it becomes the light button. So order now is the text and the design from the button is black. So the button background is actually transparent, but upon hover like this, it becomes this color. Yes. And what it has a border around it, which is white. The text color is white, and upon hover, the text color becomes black. So we go to spacing. We're going to turn this a little bit down so that the order now just fits in perfectly. Yes, this is better. Look at this. Excellent. This almost looks exactly the same as the original. And what we see is that Tesla is using a gradient on the lower end page to start the new section. We go to our background. I cannot select it anymore, so I go like this. We go to the section settings, we go to background, we're going to add a gradient. Edit. And then the first gradient stop will be black and the second gradient will be transparent, like this. And you scroll down and it says place gradient above background image. Right, the direction should be 0. And then the gradient stops, we can just drag it to go all the way. It's a little bit lower. You see how easy it is to recreate any website you see on the internet. Then we go to the next place, all new interior, like this. Really easy to create. You just duplicate your entire section, like this. And then we just go down and we change this background, upload it. And now the gradient has been turned upside down. So the gradient starts here and ends there. So we just go to our gradient. And we're gonna place this to 180 degrees. And then the title is all new interior. And the color is white. And they don't have a subtitle. If you don't like to work with negative margins, what you also can do over here is add another section to it. Just a small section with one row and with this module inside of it. Then we're gonna make this row completely black. And then we have this, which I think looks a bit better. And then we just have an excellent row. We can make the spacing a bit smaller, less padding. And now it actually is in the center of your two sections, which looks exactly the same as Tesla has created it. Yes, this is excellent. Then what does Tesla have even more? Nothing, it's just the image, and then starts the next section. All right, I'm gonna remove all these things. I'm going to start the next section, which is a row with a black background. And in this row, they have a image gallery like this with some text. All right, let's add a new section, regular, with this. And we're going to add a slider like this. This is the slider. Let's add in the first content, which is cinematic experience like this. No button, and we have this text. We're gonna use an image like this, upload the image. Let's delete the background. What we need is a dark section. We cannot tune it any further. We need custom CSS. So we go to the settings of this page, advanced custom CSS, and I'm going to pasting this CSS, which actually does, it makes the container go to a display flash with the column reverse. And we're going to align these items in the center. Then we go to the slide settings, we go to design, we go to sizing, and we're going to change the width to 1400 pixels, the minimum height to 800 pixels. Actually, things are starting to move around. Let's make this a little bit smaller and change the font to the right one. And it was actually, I think, like this. And also this font to book version. Advanced custom CSS, we're gonna give the slide image a width of 1200 pixels, like this. It's starting to look like way more the way it should. Then we're gonna move the slide title with a margin top of 700 pixels. I know, this is not exactly the right way we should do this. So if you have a better CSS code or script or anything to do this, please let me know, because I love to learn new things. Then we go to design, we go to image, we're gonna give the image a rounded border of 15 pixels. Then the next thing we do is we go to the row settings over there. We're going to give it a design, sizing, and max width of 1200 pixels. This way it's more centered. The next thing we do is we go to give it, go to spacing. We're going to give it a negative margin of minus 200 pixels. So this is more up. And we don't need any bottom margin or padding. Now the only thing we have is that this text is not in the center. So we're just going to paste in a little bit of CSS code, and it is not that nice of a fix, I know, but it does work, however. So let's create this slider, and you see that the Divi Builder is now one mess, so there has to be a better way. Let me know if you found one, because I know it is there. We are just going to duplicate these sliders and just going to change them accordingly to the official website. And then we have all the slides included in the website. Then we go to our custom CSS. We're just going to change this code like this. So on the front page, we now have this slider working like this. But what I don't like about it is that all these animations, man, are driving me crazy. To remove this one, we go to the settings of the slide. We go to advanced, custom CSS. We go to slide description, and we're going to type in animation name is none, like this. We're also going to do this on the slide title. And now you see that the animation is way smoother on the title and the description. So we go back, we're going to turn off the arrows like this. Go to advanced, custom CSS, and we go to slide image over there. There you can give another animation to it. For example, fade in top. Animation is fade in top. And now you can see that the animation is actually very smooth, exactly like the official Tesla website. So for the next section, we have just an image with text, text, image, really easy to recreate. We just create a new section over there with 2 columns. The first one is an image. This is the first image over there. Press copy module. And we're gonna press paste module. We're gonna add a black background to there. And we're gonna add some other text module over here, which has like this. Gotham Book White. And the title will be H3, actually. Wireless Gaming H3, of course, Gotham SSM, regular white. And then we go to design, and then we go to spacing. Just change the spacing to 10 pixels. Then we see that it's lined out in the center. And then we just go to the settings of this row, design, sizing. We're gonna equalize the column heights like this. We go to the second column, advanced, custom CSS, main element, margin top auto and margin bottom auto. And now it is actually aligned perfectly in the center. Let's create the next one. Just copy this entire row. Oh, first we need to go to design, spacing, get the top padding to 0 and also the bottom padding like this. And then we're just gonna copy it again. Now it is matching up. Then we're gonna change the columns like this, change the image over here. Then we're gonna change the text to this and also to this. Great, do the same trick again. Now we've created this entire section within Divi. All right, the next section. Now this section is exactly the same as the first one. So we can just go over here and we're just gonna copy this section. Oh, I can't reach it anymore. So we just press copy section. And we just scroll down and we just press paste section like this. There's no text in it, so we're gonna remove it. Remove this one. Also, oh, this one is still there. I'm going to change the background to the Model X Performance Hero. It's just a little bit smaller and we have these text over here. So we're going to change the height to 90 view height. Well, it's even less. I think it's 80. Then they only have 3, so we're going to remove the last columns like this and like this. And then we're going to just change the text. Did I just change it all manually while you could actually just rearrange the columns? And then we have created another section. Whew, it's a long page, man. This page is actually very long and all these things we've already created and it's not that hard to remake. So this tutorial is already getting very long, so I'm going to stop it right now, guys, but you get the idea. It's really easy to create this entire website within Divi. If you want me to do another website, let me know in the comments. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe, of course, for more WordPress related videos. I see you again in the next video and I wish you an awesome day.